Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another Supatease video. And in this one, we've got a really big buff when it comes to hunters in PvP specifically. And this is a buff that is to offset a nerf that is coming in towards a PvE bow known by the name Nelthorax, Enemy of the Sky. So let's just talk about this bow for a little bit and then really go into implications of it, because I've done a little bit of research and these changes are going to have a really significant impact on you as a hunter player, or possibly somebody who wants to check out a hunter when it comes to PvP. So Nelthorax, Enemy of the Sky is going to be changed in patch 10.0.7. The bow has a bonus effect on it that was intended to be a boost to the hunter's auto shot damage when shooting a single target, and we still want to keep it that way. The special effect from the bow was not intended to also increase the melee auto attack speed of any summoned pets. The power gained from this special equip effect, in addition to its rarity, has made a pretty big divide between hunters who have this bow and hunters who don't. We are changing the bow to have an equip effect that increases your auto attack damage rather than your auto attack speed. This auto attack damage bonus will only affect you, the hunter, and your own auto shot damage. Nothing from your pets will be increased from having this special bow. We recognize that the power gain of this bow was very large and are tuning up some hunter abilities to compensate for the changes made to this bow. So here's the new effect. Auto attack. Auto attacking enemy grants you 10% increased auto attack damage, stacking up to 5 times, 50% increased auto attack damage. For some reason, as a marksmanship hunter, that just seems like a huge amount of damage possibilities, and even still as a beast mastery hunter in PvP. But let's look at the buffs, honestly, to compensate this, and then look at some of the research. So what's going to be happening here? Serpent sting damage is getting 25% damage buff, and death chakram damage is going up 100%. This is towards all hunter specs. For beast mastery, kill command 25% damage, barbed shot 25% damage, stomp, we don't really care too much about this in PvP, but 25% damage, cobra shot 50% damage. For marksmanship hunter, honestly, you're not getting buffed nearly as much as beast mastery. This does affect beast mastery more, but just wait a moment here about the research that I've been able to find about hunters here. Arcane shot and chimera shot are going to be doing 25% more damage. Multi shot's going to be doing 15% more damage. And as a reminder, numbers are still subject to change. Thank you all. PS, I hope you are still having nice weekends. So this is the only tuning that we've seen so far today. There's possibilities of more tuning coming in, so definitely make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss it. But look at how massive these numbers are. 25%, 25%, 50%. This is an absolutely astonishing amount of damage increase towards these spells and abilities for hunters. And with the research that I've done, I went to look at the ladder and I went to see, like, how many of these hunters are even using the bow. Some of these hunters are 3,300 rating. Some of these hunters, like this entire first page is, pushing like 2,700 plus. Like, how many of these hunters even have the bow that is giving them, so much damage, right? That this is justified. And I went and looked, and if you inspect these hunters, PvP bow, not using the legendary or whatever you want to call it, the raid bow, basically legendary status bows. Next hunter, just a PvP bow or PvP gun. Nothing too surprising here. Ryler, PvP weapon. Still nothing too dramatic here. Literally, like the top 5 hunters that are 3,300 rating plus, they're not even using the bow. They're just going to get a flat 25% increase on the majority of their spells, 50% increase on some of their spells. Like, none of them. Like, absolutely none of these hunters. Like, is the top 10 even going to have this bow? Nope, it doesn't look like it. We're still continuing down the train. Is the top 10 hunters going to even have this bow? We're going to have to look at like the other specs as well, because right now, nope, still none of them at this point for these hunters. And this change is huge. Like, BM hunters are monsters, especially when it comes to solo shuffle, but even towards other brackets. And we've seen marksmanship hunters really starting to step up the pace when it comes to PvP. So these changes, they've got to be taking, I would think, mostly into consideration PvE, because when you're looking at it from this point of view for PvP, they absolutely don't make any sense. So the top 10 BM hunters do not have the bow as it is right now. The marksmanship hunters, like how many marksmanship hunters are we thinking? I think SSTS raids a bit. So out of all the hunters so far, he's probably the most likely one to have it, but he's a marksmanship hunter, so might not even use it. No, he's wearing a javelin. He's wearing survival gear. A little bit too hard to tell with that one. But as we move down the list, nope, PvP weapon. Still, like, even on marksmanship hunters, none of them in the top end here, 3,200 rating plus, 3,100 rating plus, they're not using the bow. They mostly, I would think, because they either just can't get into a raid to get it, or they haven't seen it drop because it's so rare as they've put into the post. But these guys are still succeeding at a very high level. So these changes, man, I feel like that's gotta get a PvP specific reversion on them, because these classes are already starting to dominate in PvP. I'm a little bit concerned that we didn't see any other changes also for PvP specifically. I feel like there are outliers that are starting to like really pop up, and it's rogues particularly, as I'm sure you're all aware, like subtlety rogues really sneaking towards the top end here with how much they can carry in solo shuffle or ranked threes. Like, I really think subtlety rogue is actually the best spec in the game at the moment, with assassination rogue quickly behind them. And really the only reason I think subtlety is the best because I think subtlety rogue can just destroy assassination rogues. So that right there, I was really surprised to not see any more nerfs maybe to the set bonus for assassination rogue on their bleed damage, some nerfs towards secret technique possibly onto subtlety rogue. Recently there was a change to a pressing roar so that on preservation evokers crowd control would last longer on a target, and this is synergized really nasty with rogues getting really long duration blinds, long duration kidney shots. You can get a kidney shot with shadowy duel that's lasting like, you know, maybe 7 seconds, 8 seconds. Like, there's a lot of this coordinated stun lock burst damage that's just really high at the moment, that I'm surprised that we haven't seen any additional PvP changes. It is possible that they will happen. Maybe this is just the first thing that's come out. Maybe it's like with the MDI going on, we saw hunters doing remarkably well or something, or they've got raid logs, and this is like the most outstanding for that aspect of the game, and there might be more PvP changes coming towards the end of the day, for all I know. So definitely make sure you're hitting the subscribe button so that you don't miss those, because I'm honestly really surprised. We didn't really see any of them specifically either in the 10.0.7 patch changes that came out, that I will have linked at the end of this video if you happen to miss any of those. But if you're a hunter right now, like, these are pretty smiley face numbers, especially for Beast Mastery Hunter. Like, these are pretty smiley face, and even Death Chakram for Marksman and Arcane Shot, I think is going to be a really big deal when it comes to PvP specifically. So hopefully there are more changes. There's other classes also that are still, I think, lagging behind, like Enhancement Shaman, Fury Warrior, that could use a couple of little PvP adjustments made to them to try and get their numbers more up to par with the rest of the game at the moment, because those specs, they deserve a little bit of attention too. So I'm really hoping that they're going to get to those changes. I'm really hoping these changes get some PvP counteractions, because like I said, we ran through the numbers, ran through the research. They don't need it. I don't think they need this big of a number, at least. If you were going to give a number to Hunter, which it probably doesn't really need more damage, I don't think that this is just going to absolutely blow it out of the water. So, like, if this goes through and you haven't made a Hunter yet, you're definitely missing out. But other than that, that's pretty much all I've got for this one. I'll let you guys know, again, if there are any more updates here moving throughout the day, or even just throughout the weekend or future weeks, as I am aiming to be an excellent resource for that for you, so you're always up to date and ahead of the competition, and also uploading entertaining and educational videos alongside that. Check out my stream. It's linked in the description down below if you'd like to watch me performing live, where we do freestyle raps at the same time that we play Arena at the highest level. If you've missed out on that, it is definitely a treat. And you don't want to miss out on it. So thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.